till the day I die. Hey, swing those hips around. Can't stop, roll back down. My ladies, short, tall, thin or wide. Always down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion.
Hey everybody, I'm Tim and welcome to Cigars Daily Live, coming to you from sunny Phoenix, Arizona with a new age show tonight because this episode is about the dawning of a new era. It's the dawning of the age of Smokquarius.
Who?
Yeah, that's right, Smokquarius. You heard me. It's not just, it's the dawning of the age of Smokquarius. I really am not a big ABBA fan. The most that I know about ABBA is the end of 40-Year-Old Virgin. And that's about it.
That
That's
song.
like the entirety of it. And my opinion, that's all most people need to know about it. We're going to see if there's any ABBA fans in the audience watching this show tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. We have got one of the most aggressive planned episodes that we've ever done for this show. So I need waste no time getting into this. This show is run by top experts in the field of premium cigars. Sitting behind the camera is Billy of the Cock of the Wall.
Hey, Billy.
What's going on
Mr.
over here, dude?
CEO, What
are
happened
you
to your
doing?
eyeballs?
Trying to develop my other senses.
Are you, so
And
you,
it was just too easy.
you watched the first episode of Daredevil once?
Billy, listen, man. People come to this show
Yeah.
to see things like Terrence's face and your beautiful.
You're
Will you
right.
pull that up, please?
Yeah, there we go.
Oh no!
Oh,
Oh no!
Oh, it's been a long day. I'm
It's been a
tired.
long
Come
day.
on, get on camera. Come on, get on camera, Billy.
Get
What's
in there, Billy. Come on. Oh
Ooh.
no! Hey, I'm just gonna focus your camera real quick. Hold on.
So, yes, looks like Billy does have some issues going on. His 23andMe came back and found out he was 25% African American.
He was more than the normal 3% that everybody is, and his skin just started changing color. Billy, what happened, bro? What happened? Oh, you know what? Let me tell everybody what happened.
You go ahead.
Billy had one of his aggressive cuddling sessions
Okay.
that he does as part of his sport, mixed martial arts, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And Shane Hotelling says, when the chickens fight back. No, this was different. This was during an aggressive cuddling session. Him and another man were trying to force each other equally into total submission to one another's wills, as two men naturally do. And I think that there was a mishap, a misunderstanding, and he made a below the belt move that wasn't allowed, which there's not a lot of those in this sport. And then an elbow went flying, passions raged, and Billy got a black eye.
So a fight
Did I
turned
get
into
it?
a fight.
George, a fight turned into a fight. That's right. George Wise said no means no. Aggressive pounding session from Texas Taurus. How much does that cost, says Matt Coyne? I don't know. I still don't want to know. My gosh. Billy, do you want to find people what happened?
I mean, it was pretty
All right.
accurate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen,
there
we
we go.
haven't even gotten all the way through introducing everybody. Like I said, this show is run by the best people in the cigar industry. Apparently, decent Brazilian jiu-jitsu guys, but very good at cigars. Sitting next to Billy behind the here is El Rey del Terrence.
Yeah, that's I.
Who, by the way, is dressed tonight as if 90210 is a zip code in Compton in the 1990s. You look like you're from the 90s version of that show.
That's like a 15,
Was that
20-minute drive. Yeah. This
It's
is
like a
Be-
15-minute drive.
Yeah, it's like
That's
Beverly
why
Hills and Compton are all like situated around LA. So.
I know that's why the joke works, and that's why before the show I asked you which one is in New York and which one is in California, because I get Compton and Harlem mixed up sometimes.
All right.
I just hear about him in the news a lot.
Yeah, which one of those cities?
Which one of those cities that are across the country. All right. And of course, sitting in third chair tonight with his light off, the cuck chair, is
Ryan, destroyer of Liga Privadas.
Hello, everybody.
now listen, here's the deal. Yeah, thank you, Terrence. I appreciate that. I was going to go do it, but you go ahead and go do it. This is the deal. It's the dawning of the age of Smokquarius. And that means a brand new era, a brand new age for the cigar industry is upon us. We've landed in it, or it's landed on us, or it landed on Billy, or he landed on another guy. I can hardly ever tell. The truth is, we are headed into the time when cigar makers are releasing the projects that they've been hard at work designing and crafting and creating for the last year. Just last week, the PCA trade show happened in New Orleans.
New Orleans.
New Orleans. And I didn't go. So you guys will notice I didn't go. For sure, Terrence didn't go.
Nope.
And so I don't have a video of PCA coming out. It was, from all accounts that I heard, a pretty interesting show. Some people got shot. That's not even a joke. That really happened. There was like a shooting.
Are you
right
sure
out-
I didn't go?
there was a shooting right out. Apparently, the AJ Fernandez rep was like walking by when it happened. And so different type of trade show than the one that they do in Vegas every year. But we're going to talk about some of those things tonight. So we are joined by Billy, the cock of the walk, by Terrence, El Rey del Terrence, and by Ryan, destroyer of Liga Privadas, and the defender of the flat earth. I'm sorry to call you by your former name, your government name. And we're also joined tonight by the Cigars Daily Live studio audience. So we're ready for a banger of a show, and we're going to dive in. Here's what we did around the studio here, because this is where we want to bring you to the cutting edge. The age of Smokquarius is about taking you guys inside what's about to come out, because there are so many mouthwatering projects, so many incredibly creative things that we're on the cusp of right now. And so I'm going to take you inside of those. But first, we're going to take you around brand new projects that every one of us has here in the studio at the moment. And of course, I'm going to start. You'll notice up at the front of the show, Terrence didn't even have his crown.
That's where it went.
It does not fit on my round head at all. I don't have dreads to do this with. It's a perfectly round crown, and my head is beautifully oval shaped.
Beautifully
wanna-
egg-shaped.
I don't want
yes.
to break it. Oh, egg shaped is better. All right. I have in front of me El Rey del Mundo, the new El Rey del Mundo appointment. Now, El Rey has been a brand for like, what, 30 years? And forever, it's just been the El Rey del Mundo, a
Mhm.
Connecticut broadleaf cigar that is good. As Terrence will tell you, it's a cigar he finds an incredible amount of balance in. Over the last couple of years, El Rey del Mundo got a wild hair up their ass. It's almost like they started aggressively cuddle fighting other people like Billy. They haven't gotten a black eye yet because they continuously release these brand new blends. They did the El Rey del Mundo Natural.
Yep.
Then they did the El Rey del Mundo Shade. This here is the El Rey del Mundo Appointment. It uses a Cameroon seed wrapper from Honduras from the Iroya family, along with a set of binders and fillers from Nicaragua and Honduras. This is personally my go-to El Rey del Mundo, legit styles. I've gone through about a half a box of these since they came in just a couple of days ago. Now, we've got a few other things going on around the studio. I want everybody to get a chance to tell you what they're into. We have a tremendous amount to go through, but I do want to take all of your comments and questions, so drop them down below. Billy's picking out the best ones. Flat Earth Defender, what did you pick out tonight? Or rather, what did I tell you to pick out tonight?
I have the Ixteli by Karen Berger.
Oh, is that how you say it?
Ixteli.
Oh, my bad.
Ixteli.
Ixtali.
Ixteli. I don't know.
Ixteli.
Ixteli.
It's literally, so this one is, I made a short about how impossible this cigar name is to say.
It was a little tough.
And I got a text the next day from the VP of Karen Berger, Pierre
goodness.
Gare, and he was like, everybody loved the short. So it's good. I like that we work in an industry where people appreciate that you make fun of them.
Right.
The nice, well-mannered ball busting. Sorry, Billy, I didn't mean that personally. The ball busting that goes on in the cigar industry is one of my favorite things. And so when I can make fun of a cigar maker and they like take it well,
Right.
like I don't know Karen. I've never met Karen Berger, but when I meet her,
You probably won't say hi, Karen Berger.
Oh,
Hey, hi, Karen.
I pretty much am contractually obligated to at this point.
Hello,
Anyway.
Mrs. Berger.
That new cigar, if you guys want to know how to pronounce the name of, we throw it up there, Terrence, pronounce
Yes.
the name of Karen Berger's new cigar. It's basically the name of the Nicaraguan growing region and city where most cigars are rolled, Esteli. It is a native version of the word ixtili. It's basically the same as estili. So if you don't want to be like the boomer that walks into the cigar shop and is like, give me the ixtopsicalades, then just say estili.
I had
with an
somebody
X
say
at
that
the
today,
beginning.
actually.
Give me that ixticar. Give me an Olivia cigar, please. All right. And the start of that
The
cigar.
start of it's good. The flavors are good on it. It's well balanced so far. We'll see how it turns out, but so far so good.
Morgan Storer says the Ixtli is a great cigar.
Agreed.
So there's a, Facebook comment. Thank you for watching there on Facebook. That's fantastic.
He's
And
the one.
I'm saying he's the one. I'm surprised to see it already out there in the wild. So many people getting a hold of it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that's my first one.
That's your first one.
Yeah. So
All right.
can't wait until I'm about 2 months into it.
Billy, one eye. What you got going over there, buddy?
Unibilly.
Terrence, I want to need you to answer this question.
I'm gonna need.
Statement.
Pete says, "Oh, pro tip on pronouncing words in Spanish. Just add an H after every vowel and a double L's and Y's."
Yeah,
Terrence?
yeah, like amarillo, like it's a like double L is L or it makes a Y sound and stuff like that. So, but there's different types of Spanish out there, so it's not always the rule.
That's fair.
That's
Billy
fair.
Cyclops. I like it. You can see a little spot on Billy's cheek, by the way, where the elbow actually connected. And then the rest of the eye just got black. Yeah, there it is right there. That's a pretty solid elbow to the face.
That was a solid.
You took
elbow.
it like a champ, though.
I did.
Took it
I
straight to
like
the
that.
face.
I like that you got injured fighting someone, and now we're all making fun of you for being a wuss.
Damn pussy.
That's
Little-
the
I
funniest
I was
thing
like,
in the world
Billy,
to
as
me.
soon as you walked in, I saw, I was like, what? Did somebody already have to tell you once?
All right, keep the comments coming, and we'll keep telling you guys what we got around the studio. I like the comments. The comments are the best part of this show for me.
Agreed.
Here we go.
Paul M says, local liquor store had a notice on their humidor proclaiming plume was a sign of well-aged cigars that connoisseurs, quote unquote, seek out. Well, this is going to shock you, but the liquor store may not be experts on cigars. You know, I talk about this on the show before, but I'll just lay it out here for you. Plume is as real as Mickey Mouse. It is an idea that some genius came up with, okay, to explain a moldy cigar. And it has been romanticized in the cigar industry to the point of being called something that cigar aficionados seek out. Now, I'll tell you this. There are discerning cigar smokers who do seek out cigars with plume on them. They do believe it's a real thing, and they go after it. And they seek to grow these cigars. And if you want to grow plume on a cigar, I can tell you how to very easily do it. Jack up the humidity to about 95%, and you'll be there in a flash. But the truth is, there's no proof of what this stuff called plume is. You couldn't show me an ounce of evidence of anything growing on the outside of a cigar other than mold. So sadly, if you see that on the sign of a humidor, personally, I might stay away from it. But I got to say, in a liquor store, you're far more likely to find a humidor filled with dried out cigars than you are to find a humidor full of plumy cigars or moldy cigars, whatever you want to call it. That was a good one, Billy. I appreciate it. Give me more comments like that. Those are great.
More comments like that. Got it. That's all that we have on.
All right, we've got
Okay.
to. That's okay. It's going to take Billy longer to read them tonight because
He only has one eye.
Cyclops Billy. All right,
Ain't got that depth perception.
he talked back from Michelle. Oh
see?
no!
See?
I didn't make her sandwich fast enough.
That's right.
She
All
said
right.
no mayo.
So we got through what I'm smoking, the appointment. We got through what Ryan has, the X2 Billy, what have you got tonight, fine sir?
I've got the Aganorsa Supreme Leaf.
Now, the Supreme Leaf is a annual release from Aganorsa Leaf using their world famous Corojo 99 as a wrapper leaf. They work very hard to get this wrapper leaf out. They make one run of this a year. There is a list I have in my mind, in my heart, of about 8 to 10 like cigars that are annual limited releases that just smash. This is one of them. It's like reliable. They come out every year, and people are waiting for them to come out. It's not necessarily a flash in the pan. It is a celebrated part of cigar culture. The Supreme Leaf has been one of those for many years. It's like, it's rare, one of those rare projects that to me doesn't seem to get overhyped. It seems to be like just a well looked forward to thing that people really enjoy and seek out. So
Agreed.
all right, and of course, I saved the best for last. I got the El Rey del Mundo, which you would expect Terrence to have. Terrence does not have an El Rey del Mundo tonight because he has something else. Terrence, what do you got?
So I asked him around 5 o'clock, like I do on Mondays, what are we enjoying tonight? What are we looking forward to? And all he says is new stuff. And I was like, well, there's something new in our humidor that I would like to partake in. Would I be able to do that? And he goes, yeah, sure. I was like, wait, are you serious? He's like, yeah, why not? So as of right now, I am smoking a Arturo Fuente Opus X Society.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh,
It's a thank you, live studio audience.
Thank you, studio audience. I appreciate it.
And this thing is amazing.
You're one
It's-
step away from an applause sign.
Dude, just so you guys know, if you keep coming to this damn show, there's about to be some expectations. All right. This is so Opus X Society is a project that I've been learning a lot about, and I've been really excited to get into. And I'm going to try not to block it with all my cups over here. I'm like, I
That
almost
box
make,
is so beautiful.
and it's not even a box. Okay, here's the deal.
You're right.
Opus X Society is a very special cigar. We can get into what it is all about, but drop your cigar comments and questions because I'm just going to kind of breeze over this. But a limited production cigar that is only for special people, special humidors, special purveyors to be a part of this very special Opus club. Even some Opus purveyors don't get a hold of Opus Society. So I was very excited about this. Each one comes with a certificate. Every box of these comes with a certificate. Just so you know, you could buy like a used car for what one of these costs.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Not anymore. You can really buy
no,
used
not
cars.
in this economy.
car, maybe.
What are we talking about?
Maybe,
What
maybe a third of a used car, I'd say.
you could put a down payment on a nice used car
How
for
many
what
hamburgers from Five Guys would you need to get?
Let's say you got a 1999 Daewoo with 400,000 miles.
You can get 4 of the new Nintendo Switches.
double portions like ooh the box itself is actually a they say it's actually here. This is not actually a humor. It is with the insert in it, but it's a very, very nice, completely Spanish cedar box. And these things themselves actually have some demand to them. And so there you go. Beautiful colors of the Ukraine flag. It was like the first thing I thought. Could not say it. There you go. All right. Let's keep cruising. Billy, I want to get some comments from the fine people before we dive into. I've got a litany of projects that are going to be coming out over the next few weeks. And so we'll get to those right after the pick of the week and a few of your fabulous, fantastic comments. Billy, what are they saying? Oh, yeah, it's good. Paul M says, I have a hard time with torpedo-shaped cigars. Even Davidoff and Padron can have a hard draw issues with those shapes. Oh, so anybody else struggle? Torpedoes?
I was
Do you have?
complaining to Terrence right
Yeah.
before the show start. Of course, I'm not smoking this cigar.
Of course, for health reasons.
But there was a very tight draw, and it opened up, and then it was super easy. So you kind of got to get through. foot.
So this is the thing. Shape and experience are intimately tied. Oh, thank you, Terrence. That's funny. Will you take Paul's comment down? With
Thank
a
you, Paul.
cigar like the, I won't even take one out of the box. I'm just going to use this beautiful presentation in front of me. A shape like a double perfecto like this, also really just called a figurado. A figurado is anything that's not perfectly round. But a shape like this is basically got a tapered end on the foot and a tapered end on the cap. And these two tapered ends, both of them create choke points for draw. And so on the cap over here, Billy, I see that you've cut that with a nice deep V cutter.
Yes, I like
And-
deep V.
In my opinion, on any torpedo cap cigar, I'm looking to use a deep V cutter, or I'm going to cut really lower down on the cap, as low as I can go on the cap of the cigar. And I'm going to do it at an angle. I'm going to cut at an angle and I'm going to cut down low. I want to create as much wide open drawing space as I can to avoid that problem. If you cut a torpedo flat across the top, yeah, I think more frequently you're going to find that a tough draw can arise. But the other issue is on the foot of the cigar. Like when you get a tapered foot like this, there's two things. A, the draw may be tight just from the tapered foot. and that draw will open up as a sort of burn through the tapered foot. But the other thing to really know about this is on a tapered foot, which comes in a double perfecto or a Salomon or a figurado, going through that tapered foot just requires a little bit of finesse. Like in your mind, if the draw is tight, you have to suck harder on the thing. You end up getting a black eye, but you suck a little bit harder on it. I'm not going to stop going after that all night. You feel like you want to like draw a little bit harder to get the burn going. But the truth is, on a tapered foot like that, the harder you draw, the more likely you are to create a really uneven burn.
And a tunnel.
Yeah, and a tunnel.
You gotta have patience to start with it.
Right. Draw delicately on a tapered foot of a cigar, and it will burn more evenly, and that draw will open up as you go and get into the better experience. Or just don't get cigars with a tapered foot. If it drives you nuts, just don't do it. But for some people, like, they get and respect the challenge that goes into rolling that shape and see the benefit of it. There are some blends where that tapered foot does add like a unique part of the experience and flavor perspective. The Oliva Serie V 135th anniversary is like a perfect example of this.
Yeah.
It's a cigar where the tapered foot just brings out this like really punchy flavor that's not typical to the Serie V blend, and gives you a different lease on the thing as you get into it. There you go. There it is. Billy, what else is going on in the comments?
We're back to plume.
Oh gosh.
We're never going to get rid of this plume. Silicone Scribe says, question on the plume. I found cigars without plume, but the wrapper seems hazy or has film. Is that similar? Hazy or has film.
That's usually like hard water.
Yeah. I was literally just going to say, I see this a lot in Arizona because we have hard water out here. And there are a lot of cigar lounges that don't treat the water that goes into their humidor at all. And so they just put the water basically from the tap into the humidor. Well, our hard water has got a lot of calcium in it, and that calcium will just dust the cigars with this dull looking stuff that's not quite plume, but it's clearly something. And if you've got a naked cigar where it's just no cellophane on it, that will get on the cigar and it will make it seem kind of dingy, and it won't be that bright, vibrant, oily brown wrapper that any cigar lover wants to see when they pick up a cigar. So using distilled water is critically important. At the HQ here for our humidors, we literally have an RO system that ROs every drop of water that comes in the building. So like it's a massive system for us. I would say that is one thing it could be. Although if you're using distilled water, I'm not sure what that could be. You'd want to like take a look into that. But no, like that seems substantially different than plume and mold. Plume and mold is something growing on your cigars or growing in the folds of the leaf at the foot. Like you can wipe it off and like it's on your fingers and yeah. Meanwhile, in AZ, no one has osteoporosis from Paul M. Facts, true that.
All right. Yeah.
All right, there we go. That's enough on plume. Keep dropping your cigar comments and questions down below. I'm gonna ask someone if I need a jacket packet. I'm gonna need a jacket packet.
Ooh, this leads here. You go. No, sorry, wrong button. There we go.
Tim, got the jacket on? Yes.
Doesn't sound very confident.
What's It's if all I have to do is thank you, Scott, for asking that. If all I have to do is answer that, if that's just a yes or no question,
He didn't ask for you to show him.
no, he didn't ask for me to show him.
That was really awkward.
I literally yesterday somebody asked me where the jacket was. Thank you very much. Somebody asked me where the jacket was, and I couldn't find it, and I couldn't remember where I put it, and it wasn't in my office, and it wasn't in the studio, and I was like, oh, did I lose the jacket? So I've had my jacket tattoo on, and yes, it's a temporary tattoo, and yes, it's moved around, but now we have got the jacket packet. We did a series of cigars with Aganorsa, a daily edition series of cigars called the Cigars Daily Edition Jacket Packet. It's got 2 Maduros and 3 Corojos in it. And this has been a special project for me because I need to put this to bed, okay? I need to put this to bed. And I figure if imbibing of the jacket in cigar form, I've now transcended wearing the jacket, okay? I've transcended it by having the cigar. I can have the jacket with me always in my heart by experiencing it in a cigar and embedding it into my memories. And you may think that I'm carrying this a little bit too far for actually wearing the jacket. I argue to you that I'm not.
Yeah, I got real metaphysical really fast.
Text Terrence and see if he agrees with this.
I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to assume that because I said it on the internet, it's true. And I'm going to hope that all of you watching this believe this the way that other people clearly believe everything they say and see on the internet. So if you heard it online, one of the things drives me nuts when my daughter tells me, she's like, well, the internet said, I'm just like, don't ever say that to me, that you're going to do something in your life because the internet said to do it. That's the craziest thing ever. But now today, I'm sorry, that was a complete tangent.
Oh, okay.
So
What
my
do you really
daughter,
feel?
But Tim, what if ChatGPT says it?
then it's the gospel. Like, that's it. That's all there is to it.
But didn't Chat GPT learn from the internet?
Bro, you've led me to a paradox.
Ha!
Listen, we're
Way
all
more confusing than a flat Earth.
Mark D says all I hear are lies. So I'll say this. I want to invite everybody to join me in celebrating Aganorsa's amazing jacket. That's why I've got Aganorsa jacket packet tattoos going out to members of the Cigars Daily Nation with a simple challenge. I am going to make a custom Aganorsa jacket for the winner of the hashtag CD jacket contest. The way it simply works is this. If you get the jacket packet tattoo and you apply it to your body somewhere and you post a picture on Facebook or on Instagram with hashtag CD jacket, you are entered to win one of 2 custom Aganorsa jackets. I am going to give one away, and Terrence Riley is also going to give away a jacket that you will be able to customize with your own name, with your own numbers on the back. And we're going to put that together over the next month. And I wanted to give you guys a little look at that this week in a segment we do every week on this show called the Cigars Daily Nation Pick of the Week. Now, people have started posting their submissions, so I wanted to share some of those with
I
you.
see number 4. Dang
There
it,
are
Tim.
still jacket packet tattoos out there. Terrence, I
gosh.
picked that one just for you.
I
so-
got tagged in it this morning. I know. What
Did you
you're
get
talking
tagged in it?
about. I did.
All right, Terrence, do you want to lay a call? I'm going to do the first one. The
Yeah,
first
yeah.
one is a member of our studio audience. Dan E is with us in studio tonight. He says, I'm wearing my Aganorsa jacket now to win another. Let's do this. Terrence Riley and Tim H. Swanson at the HQ. Hashtag CD jacket. And coincidentally, Dan is one of the only people that actually Dan came to me after he put this on. He's like, dude, I put it on crooked and I did it wrong and all this stuff. He did it more right than most people. Like, they're on sideways and upside down for a lot of people, Okay, next one. This one is from Jamie
Speaking of
D.
sideways.
He says, yeah, look, his is on sideways. He says, got my jacket packet, hashtag CD jacket, where he's in the bathroom with the workout shirt on, looking buff with his Santa Claus beard in what clearly is his children's bathroom. There's
I mean, maybe he likes a nice
maybe
little
he's got
teddy
the
bear.
floaty behind him on
Yeah.
the door,
You don't know.
and he's got the
We listen and we don't judge.
the
Sorry,
Paw
sorry.
Patrol towel there hanging
The
up or
Paw
whatever that is. I don't know what that. I don't know, some children's towel. It's like, kids, get out of the bathroom. I have to get in a contest on the internet. I need the jackets. All right. So Jamie, you're in the drawing. I didn't get all the submissions. I just grabbed a few of them. This next one is from Chelsea S. She says, hubby said he wanted a chance at the jacket, so I got 2, and now I get to rock Easter weekend with my jacket on my leg just in time for shorts weather. Life for a trucker's wife. She's got the ankle tattoo, which is easily the classiest of all tattoos after, of course, the tramp stamp. I mean, it's the best one. So
But she
congratulations.
changed it up with the inside ankle because generally that's the outside ankle.
It's generally the outside ankle for the ankle tattoo. Although I got to say, if we were picking this winner by creativeness, by somebody who really thought it out, I don't know. This might be the winner.
Look at this panderer here, guys.
Matt C has put the tattoo on the top of his bare foot. He's balanced a lit Aganorsa Anniversario Connecticut next to a cup of coffee with his feet on the furniture.
He put the cigar on his bare foot.
That also
Matt
looks
C.
lit.
Matt C
it is
says,
lit, yeah.
coffee and Connecticut's hashtag CD jacket, Aganorsa Anniversario, Trader Joe's coffee with a side of self-loathing. Matt, I got to tell you, you have got some Frankenstein feet, man. those are some
Those
serious
toes are like
toes.
3 steps away from throwing up gang signs. Like, like please, can I take this off the screen, Tim?
If you are not a rock climber, go join a rock climbing society for the love of God. All right.
You got goat feet.
Got goat feet. Goats have hooves, don't they? You got goat feet. Terrence, how much do you know about the anatomy of a goat? Gordon Freeman.
I've done some research recently.
Good.
They got great throats.
The foot has seen some miles. Yeah, Gordon, you're 100% right
It's
about
some
that. Dear
kilometers.
God. Scott Wolt says plume feet. Oh my gosh.
Hey, there's fungus.
Hey, just so you guys know, the jacket packet tattoos, those are still out there in the wild. You can learn more about these on the community on Cigars Daily Plus and on Rumble, where we're going to be headed for the after party in just a few minutes. Don't miss out on the chance to win a jacket packet. Just so you guys know, unlike a lot of these like online contests, I only made 200 of these tattoos, and we're going to give away 2 jackets. So and by the way, not all 200 of the tattoos will make it out the door. So your odds are better than most of these online giveaway things that people do.
Can I enter this giveaway?
No, Terrence, no.
Yeah, that's right. I got to find a light enough spot to put the tattoo.
You just see the outline in the letters.
Dear God, man. All right. The outline in the letters. All right. Let's keep cruising. Billy, get some comments. Read the next comment.
I'm
for
going to
me.
need your complaining voice.
Oh, I'm ready for that. Go for
There's
it.
2. So we're going to,
Okay.
you're going to read one and then I'm going to throw up another one. Ready?
Am I complaining in both of these?
You're complaining in both of these.
Oh, a couple of complainers. Let's get it.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
What was that? Start again.
Can you speak into the mic clearly, sir?
my wife, the wrench is on. No. I tried once to relight a cigar, and every time, and I hate it. My wife, the wrench, does not like a relit cigar for any reason. So once she
Cigar
gets
privilege.
once she gets well, here's the deal. Once she gets a cigar going, it is a top priority to keep it lit. So if we're at home and we got a fire roaring in the backyard and we're sitting there smoking a cigar, she's got to go inside because the dog threw up on the cat or the stove caught the fridge on fire, whatever
Does that
it
actually
is.
happen?
Yeah, at my house, it's you guys know this. At your house is at home. It's just like you're trying to sit in the backyard and suddenly there's smoke.
Lots
Right?
of stuff bothers you.
Yeah. So Allison has to get up and go deal with stuff. And she very kindly does. And sometimes I get up and go deal with this stuff. She would probably attest to that. Don't pull any more her comments, by the way.
We don't need a rebuttal.
She'll get up and she'll hand me her cigar and say, please keep this lit. And my job is then to have 2 cigars going at once until she gets back, which is not like
That's got to taste crazy.
I'm not
Like,
complaining.
oh no.
I'm smoking 2 cigars. So she does not like a relit cigar, and I'm okay with that. I don't begrudge her that. I frequently will blow the smoke out of a cigar, put it down, come back the next morning at the HQ here, blow out the smoke, brush off the ash, relight it, and be perfectly happy. So who's the other complainer?
You're
yeah,
right.
she said I've tried to purge, it doesn't help. Trust me.
You got to purge before it goes out.
Really glad I didn't just say what was in my mind. When it comes to blowing, we've tried it. All right, let's keep going.
You know what? Let's talk about a
I was going to
segment
not say it, and then I just said it.
that-
What's the other complaining comment there,
Blowing
Billy?
through the cigar. Why is Ryan's camera so low?
I don't
Did
know.
someone knock it?
Did they try it?
What's the other complaining comment, Billy? Before I
Oh,
make-
it's from Allison too.
Oh, is she also complaining? What is it? Your wife is covered in tattoos. I'm classy AF. She wouldn't say it like that, but she is covered in tattoos. That is true. And she's a very classy woman. She's a very classy woman. All right. Billy, stop. What are you doing, dude? You know, if Michelle's watching, comment anything and I'll put it up for Billy right now. Let me repay the favor. All right. Let's keep cruising. Get some more comments. Billy, read one for me.
Let's go, Billy.
Tim, you'll be able to answer this one very well. This is from Pete. Also, what do you do for ash in a car? Out the window or in the tray?
In my lap.
Yeah, that's how it ends.
That's at my desk, in my lap, on my
Wait,
patio,
let's,
in my
let's get
lap.
the terms down. Is it accidentally or on purpose?
Yeah,
Do we have one in here?
the silver.
Yeah.
I got one in my truck.
No, we don't need. You don't need to go all the way out to your truck. Listen, a cup holder ashtray. Is there one on my desk or Jim's desk? Yeah, I really want to show this off. I will tell you guys, the number one best thing that I love to do is drive around in my truck and smoke a cigar. It is second to almost nothing in this world. I'll say this. When I go and get in my truck, I have got a Paul M says, "How old's your car, Pete, to have an ashtray?" That's a pretty good question. I'll say this. When I get in my truck and I start driving, I have got a very specific set of things that I do. I turn off the recirculating air. I vent the windows, the driver and passenger window. I got a sunroof in the truck, so I vent that. I open the back window in the truck on the rear windshield. If you've got rear windows in like a 4-door sedan, you can do that too. And then I'll put my cup holder ashtray in the cup holder. That for me is the best part, because if there's one thing I hate, it's like a hole in my game, and having to try to ash out the window sucks, because if the ash goes through the back window into the back seat, or it can even go back in the window and like flake all over you, and then you just like, it kind of ruins the experience for me. And so having a little cup holder ashtray,
Like, look how cute that one is.
This
It
one
has
says
a
Camacho
lid
on
and
it.
everything. Like, it's so useful.
this one says Camacho on it. They've got like a little thing in here you can knock the ash off on, and a little cigar holder and stuff like that. This has been one of my top like cigar accessories that I use the hell out of now. Any excuse I can find to go anywhere during the day and take my truck, I hop in, I get all my stuff just right, and I drive around smoking a cigar, and I love it. I absolutely love it. And those of you who have been watching my shorts of me driving online, I also have one of those trucks that does self-driving on the highways. And so like driving down the road with a drink and a cigar, like I even go pinkies up when I do this. I got my drink and my cigar and my little ashtray, and I'm just like, this is like the lap of luxury. It's the number one thing in my life I've ever done where I'm like, this feels like I have arrived, you know? The only thing that could be better would be having a driver for that. You know, you sit in the back seat.
I don't know, Tim. It all sounds a little, if you ask me.
How come you just got a poo-poo? I just literally explained this was all my dreams, Terrence.
I get it. It don't sound. I don't know. It's a little too dainty for me. It's like you with Lanceros, having all the accessories and accoutrement for driving. I just flick it out the window, or on my lap. It just ends up where it goes.
Chris Krim says, "Big flex, Tim." I appreciate that, Chris Krim.
Also, you have a truck that drives itself. I gotta go everywhere I need to go with by myself. So
Right.
like,
He got to drive himself. Pay attention.
yeah, I gotta
to
drive.
Frank-
I gotta drive a Honda Fit. Like I don't got a Super Cruise truck, bro. Like you go,
Frankie P says, cigar in one hand, drink in the other, no hands on the steering wheel. It's great. Just to be clear, you can do this in any vehicle. I just don't recommend it in one that doesn't drive itself.
oh,
have it pre-lit, ready to go before you start driving.
Yeah, yeah.
Tim
In your
will
case,
take
you can
his
light it while
Ember
driving.
coffee mug too, so it's always at 136 degrees. Has his oh gosh, it's
Dude,
too
it
much.
feels like the elite moment of like everything I like. It's like and things I can measure. Oh, I love it. All right, doesn't matter. Let's keep cruising. Corey B says, but does the truck have a supercharger? No, the truck does not have a supercharger.
Not yet.
Listen, I'm not ready to give my self-driving truck a supercharger. What about that doesn't sound like a good idea?
It sounds fantastic.
It's like,
if
hey,
you
I
ask
got a
me.
robot, but does your robot have a gun? Not yet. I didn't think of that.
No, my robot's not. My robot's
Chris
not
Krim,
N209.
do you smoke in the Heck Cat? So what he's specifically asking about is my 2010 Dodge Challenger RT that I just put a supercharger in, which is not a Hellcat, so we call it the Heck Cat. No, I don't smoke in the Heck Cat. It's a non-smoking thing. Okay, listen, we have got enough time left. I need to take you guys inside what this episode is all about. At the beginning of this, I promised you the dawning of the age of Smokquarius. And
That
that's
still
what we're
sound
gonna-
like one of my family members.
It sound like a dude who sells some special cigarettes on the corner.
Yeah,
Something
like,
that you
it
heard,
sound-
like
like
you
it
heard your mom
hey, man.
shouting as a kid, Smokquarius, get in here.
Smokquarius, $20. bring back whatever he gives you.
Yeah, like Smokquarius, he don't get off the desk, and it just sounds like somebody I grew up with. Like
Terrence's first son's name is going to be Smokquarius.
Smokquarius is definitely friends with Snoop Dogg.
Smokquarius Ladarius McDermott. Let's go.
The third.
I'm in. Will you
There's no
please-
other two before him.
What if he's the grandpa 2 generations later?
That's terrible. That's the worst name on the planet, man. Oh, I hope not. You know, this is why I don't plan to have kids.
Dear
Oh.
God. Okay, let's
And we're
continue.
canceled.
And we're canceled. Let's move on with some headlines. Here's what's happening in cigars today. The truth is this: the dawning of the age of Smokquarius, which is definitely an ABBA reference and has nothing to do with what Terrence said. It's about the dawn of the new age of cigars and the fact that right now all the new big projects are dropping. Now, I got to be honest with you. There are more huge cigar projects about to come out right now than we've had in a very long time. And so there's no way for me to get them all into this episode and to get through them. So I picked about 10 of these, which are in no specific order. I'm going to share with you what I'm excited about, my gripes and complaints, and sort of what to expect with each of these projects coming up. You can ask your questions down below. Drop your cigar comments and questions. Billy is just going to pull them for me and interrupt the conversation. Please, Billy.
Yeah.
And make sure we get some good comments in there because I want to talk to the people about this. I want this to be like a forum. But here they are in no particular order. Here's what's coming out. This first one I got a gripe about. I'm going to complain about this. Room 101 celebrates a decade of Johnny Tobacconaut with limited edition Johnny Tobacconaut 10th anniversary release. This is its own exclusive, different blend than the Johnny Tobacconaut Connecticut. It's a very different, very limited edition blend. Here's my gripe about this. I went to acquire mine, and I got a sheet from my guy at Forged Cigars at Room 101. And he was like, hey, he's like, there was a Room 101 Johnny Tobacconaut, but it burned up in the fire in AJ's factory. And I said, really? He said, yeah, you can't order it. I said, but it's right here on the thing. Yes, I can. And he
Have
said,
you ever seen Uncut Gems, Tim?
no, I haven't.
Oh, never mind.
So he said, you can't do it. I was told no, because the AJ factory fire. I said, call and ask for me because it's right here. And he called and asked. And then what he returned with was pictures of boxes of Johnny Tobacconaut Room 101 10th anniversary burned up in the fire. He actually sent me the pictures from the fire at AJ's factory and showed me how they were all destroyed and burned up. So I said, okay, what a tragedy. What a cigar I would love to have tried and sampled. Then a week later, I get an email from Forged Cigar announcing the pre-release and pre-order of the Johnny Tobacconaut Room 101 10th anniversary. I called my guy from 101. I was like, we went over this. Like, if I've got one complaint in the cigar world, it's getting a single piece of reliable information about a new project. So here's what I'm going to tell you. Do not ask when any of these are going to ship. I do not know.
Yes, thank you.
No, I don't know that. The cigar makers don't know that. If you want to know when these are going to ship, pray about it because Jesus is the only one who knows. I promise you. All right.
I want to interrupt you. Can you channel you remember what they did to the frogs?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I need you to channel that voice for this.
All right. Ira Lippman. All right. I'm going to make sure I tried all this limited bull crap. Any good regular blends coming out? Yes, there are. And I will take you through some of those. Take you through some of those too. Tired of all these limited things. But this is what I did learn about the Johnny Tobacconaut Room 101 before I go. They were literally shipped half of them to the United States and the other half burned up in the fire. So what you're getting is a limited version of a limited release. I think there were supposed to be something like 2,000 or 2,400 boxes. Half that many made it to the United States. So that is one that they are saying is going to come out now. Is that karma for making it a limited edition?
There's a lot of hate on these limited editions.
I know, and I hate on them too, just as much. Listen, no, it can't be karma because most of what burned up in that fire was 1 million cigars. A lot of them were regular production. So when does that ship? I don't know. I might have it tomorrow. Rooster. So when are they going to ship again? Thank you, Billy, for pulling all these comments.
If you
I
got hate in
appreciate-
your heart, Tim, let it out.
I appreciate that when I said interrupt the conversation, that you chose to do it with comments that are not helpful. I appreciate that. Now, Room 101 isn't just knocking it down with a half release of the limited Room 101 10th anniversary. There is also a extremely hyper limited edition for all these of you who are tired of limiteds. The Room 101 10th anniversary humidor.
Wow.
This is a humidor that comes with like 126 cigars, almost a box each of Room 101's 6 anniversary releases, including the anniversary, the Pinky Stinky, and the 15th anniversary. This is one of the coolest limited release things that I've seen come out. And yes, I have acquired mine of these. So
Does it come with what Matt showed you at the trade show?
it does not come with the thing that Matt Booth showed me at the trade show. No.
Only if you
Thank
buy 5
God.
of them.
If you buy 5, he'll probably come and personally perform at your birthday party.
Perform is crazy. Make sure your crowd's 21 and old.
That's right. Next up, Drew Estate has announced a brand new Deadwood that for those of you who followed Drew Estate's drop of the what is it called, Terrence?
Freestyle Live.
Thank you. The Freestyle Live kit. They have officially announced a Connecticut Shade Deadwood Dominicana, which they're saying ships next week. Now, this came out on April 9th. So April 9th would have shipped out last week.
The 16th.
So this is one you could probably expect to see out there in the wild in the upcoming week. And so Deadwood fans have that to look forward to. That's a 4-size variety of the new Deadwood cigar. Deadwood is a line that just caught absolute wind and fire and has done a great job. Is that that's not a ABBA reference, right? Wind and Fire, Earth, Wind and Fire. That's their own band.
Yeah, that's whoa. I mean, did you just get
came out
Earth,
about
Wind,
the
and
same
Fire
time.
and ABBA? Did you get those two confused?
essentially the same.
Whoa! The only thing they
no,
have in common is they
sir,
were
no.
around the same decade when they got big.
I know they're both from the same deck. You know what? I'm just gonna.
Melatonin might be off.
Melanin.
The country.
How hard did that guy hit you in the face, Billy? I'm so glad Billy stepped in it worse than I did.
And if you're short on melatonin, they sell it at the store.
They sell it at the store. I can get a tan.
Yeah. The other way was the old tanning boost, and that was
Yeah.
expensive. That was
Yours
bad
was
for your skin.
so much better than mine. Camping Cigar says, swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. All right. Dunbarton Cigars. Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust ships the essentials and deep cuts samplers. They're saying that this is going to be in August, so we all know that will likely be September. Thanksgiving. Listen,
The
if you have
21st
not
night of September.
if you have not heard of this project, this is one that I think is going to capture a lot of people's attention. So Steve Saka obviously makes some of the cigar world's favorite cigars. He also is particularly finicky and a little psycho about the flavor and balance that go into the cigars that he smokes. So of his own blends, he personally lights up the cream of the crop. This sampler is literally a collection of Steve Saka's personal best. Every single line that he does, he now has a elite version of it. So there's the Sobre Mesa Brulee, but there's a Sobre Mesa Brulee Blue. Well, a Brulee Blue comes in this sampler. There's a Sobre Mesa Solita, but Steve Saka's one of his hottest cigars right now is the Sobre Mesa Solita Red, which is a different version of that blend. The Solita Red comes in this. He's got the Red Meat Lovers, and now he's going to have the Red Meat Lovers Frigatata. The Frigatata comes in this sampler. It comes with the limited elite version of each of the cigars that he makes, along with an unreleased, uncirculated cigar called the Sin Compromiso Word of Saka, which is only in this sampler. That is something he is excited to put out later this year, and he says he's only going to do 5,000 of these.
I'm saying it's fake. 100% fakes. That's
Wait.
a glass top box. We all know
it does look like some
glass top
Cubans.
box
It
is
does look.
fakes.
Well,
Those are all fake.
You know what? I'll give you that. That has some merit to it because in this sampling,
Don't give me another black eye.
Give him another black eye. Yeah.
but there is a Todos Los Dias in there, and I believe that's the thick Lonsdale size. Those
Yeah.
have not been around in like half a decade. Like
Absolutely.
where did he get those from? If he had the,
They might be aged. Maybe they're aged. Who knows?
let's
right.
hope so.
We've got 10 minutes left. I want to get more comments, but I also have got a lot more of these to go through. We're not even halfway there yet. For my fans and friends out there who love Camacho cigars, I ask every year. My friend from Camacho comes in and I say, what the hell? You guys have discontinued like 35% of what Camacho even makes. And are you going to do something new with Camacho this year? And she always goes, I don't know. And then she sits back in her chair and lights up a cigarette because she smokes cigarettes. Okay. So this is very bizarre for me.
I love her though. She's great.
So this year, at the beginning of the year, I said, are you doing anything with Camacho? She goes, I don't know, maybe a PCA. We'll see something. And then they released the Camacho limited edition 2025 Salute.
Another limited
Edition. They could have done another regular production cigar. God knows the catalog has the space for it. But for Camacho fans, we'll be excited to know that this very limited release of it is coming out to honor the master blender at the Camacho factory in Honduras. So Camacho fans have this very much to look forward to. Following that, we've also got another Dunbarton release. Every year now, it's like half the new cigars we talk about are Dunbarton releases. This one, however, I am very excited about. Steve Saka is now officially been around for 10 years. 10 years ago, he put in Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust and released the very first cigar, which today is called the Sobremesa Solida. Since then, Steve Saka has been one of the most prolific cigar makers there are, with his massive catalog with Red Meat Lovers and Mi Querida and the Tricky Traca and the Mi Querida Black and the Brule and the Solida and the Unicorns and the Muestra de Saka. And then outside of that, all of the offshoot things he's done for all of the groups online, like the U-Boat and the Frog Juice and the, what am I missing here? Don Derma and a million other projects that are very special to the cigar community out there. And later this year, coming to the Cigars Daily Edition catalog is Leche Burra. Leche Burra from Dunbarton. He's going to make just for me here. He is now going to celebrate his 10th anniversary. If you want to see Steve Saka go, dare I say, balls to the wall to create an epic elite cigar, you've got to know the 10th anniversary Jubilee will be that, scheduled for October. So I'm willing to bet, if I had to put money on it, I'd say he lands this one on time. I think he's probably going to.
I think so too.
All right, give me some comments, Billy. We got a lot more to go through.
All right, we're going to do some quick hits because it was specifically asked that we do some quick hits.
Do it. I'll
All right,
hit him
ready?
quick, just like your eye. Dirty Bird Bill. Hey, is the CD headquarters going to open on Memorial Day this year? I don't know. Did we open on Memorial Day last year?
I don't have no clue.
Ask him. Ask Ryan. Yeah.
In the morning. In the morning only.
Yeah. I think we usually open till like 1 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay. Next.
Quick hits.
Brooks. Where are the Perdomos? I need the 30th anniversary ASAP. Terrence, please tell Tim to find some.
Hey Tim, can you find some Perdomo 30th anniversary for me? That'd be great. Thanks.
Do you not have a tracking on that?
I do. Yes.
All
They
right.
gotta-
I'm guessing that's this week.
This week, I believe.
I'm guessing that's this week.
Tim, this was in relation to your cigar.
Okay. Matthew Fassa, full-time production. Yes. Leche
Mhm.
Burra.
No,
So-
no. The El Rey that you're smoking.
Oh, this.
Not smoking.
So here's the deal. What and I want to answer as many questions as I can. That information is just not available about some cigars. For some of these, they just release them, and you can read every piece of information they have about. You can ask the company, and they don't know.
Yep.
And so I don't know. I think this is a full-time production cigar, but it comes in like the dress packaging with beautiful like paper on it. It looks much more akin to what the El Rey del Mundo King of the World was.
Which I do believe that is another King of the World, but they just put the appointment name on that as well.
They do, yeah. I've heard this is limited edition, but authentically, my El Rey rep didn't know.
Classic.
There you go. So I give you bad information because I get bad information. One more.
Yeah, misinformation. Let's go.
Yeah. Rich Chateau says, not a quick hit. Tim, prior to doing a cigar review to avoid, prior to doing a cigar review, do you avoid smoking cigars for a while? No. I take a day off smoking cigars typically when I have a day off. And then I'll typically smoke one with my wife. But no, even when I do a lot of cigars for different experiments. You know, I'll try a new blend for a project that I'm working on. I'll do a cigar for a cigar review. I'm not necessarily resting. There are certain cigars that'll kind of rest my palate to get into if they're really strong or something like that, or maybe really mild. But no, typically not. All right, next quick hit. Organic Machine Dean.
Okay.
Okay.
Says, fishing is here with spring. Any cigar recommendations for fishing? I'm going to go around the room because it's still a quick hit. If you were going fishing tomorrow, what cigar would you take with you? Defender of the Flat Earth.
Umagog Bronzeback.
Nice.
What a
Named
great
after
call.
freaking fish.
There we go. Yes, yes. Billy, what would you?
I did it this weekend, so I can confidently say the Grand Habano number 3 was fantastic.
Ooh.
Okay. Okay. I would go with the Southern Draw, quick draw, depending on time of the day. But if it's like night fishing with like the light up lures, I'd go for the broadleaf. If it's daytime, I'd go for the Connecticut.
That's a good one to take fishing. Billy Chicky Sticky.
Word on
Great.
Billy Chicky Sticky. Yep. And then Jay Duncan says, word on Unkillable. I'm going to talk about that more during the after party, but I don't want to miss any of the cigars that are coming out. Unkillable, I was working on that this morning. If you go to the after party of this episode, so we're going to continue this episode. In a few minutes, we're going to go to the after party. That's the portion of this show that only takes place on Cigars Daily Plus, the community we have there, and on Rumble. If you go to either of those places, you can watch this episode right now, but you can watch it even after we end it on YouTube and Facebook. If you go to Cigars Daily Plus, if you go to Cigars Daily Plus, you can create an account there. It's free and easy. It requires just your name, a username, an email, and a password, and that's it. You're in. There ain't no pay to play there. It's just be a part of the community. If you go to Rumble, God bless you. You take your life in your own hands. And I'll give you updates on the Unkillable there.
I'm going to put
That's been more complicated too.
I'm going to put Terrence on a quick hit.
Go for it.
Okay.
And this is a challenge, Terrence. Quick hit.
Quick hit. Do you want me to read this as well?
I'll read it to you.
Okay. Thank you.
Terrence, does the Cactus Wren have a lot of pepper at the back end, or is it just me? Can you give me a flavor note so I don't feel crazy?
Yes. They're depending on which Cactus Wren. If you have the double fermented box press Toro, the pepper should be more reduced, even on the retro. But then if you go for the short run Robusto, which we have, that one is going to have a little bit more pepper on there, along with those espresso covered coffee bean kind of flavor notes. But then with the double fermented box press Toro, it's going to be more of like a muted espresso. I get like a toasted coconut flavor out of that.
That's about as quick as you get from Terrence.
Okay.
There we go.
Now we're going to dive back into the age of Smokquarius here. I want to take you into some new cigars that are coming out. Here's the next one on the list. Ipicarillo has been coming out with their Essence series. The first one was the, I believe that it was either the Sumatra or the Maduro, but they've got
both released at the same time.
the Essence Sumatra, the Essence Maduro, then the Essence Honduras. Now the fourth cigar in the series is the Ipicarillo Essence Connecticut. This is, if you guys know Ipicarillo or Casa Carrillo, as they're going to be now branded and named, their New Wave Connecticut has long-standing been one of the most pronounced Connecticut's, a very well-balanced, complex, very good Connecticut out there. I am interested to see what this one does. I think that this one will be a nice contender for good Connecticut's out there. And then, of course, there's Eric Espinosa banging around the industry, figuring out what works in the world. And last year, he did something great. He's been doing these Warhead cigars. He does one of these a year. They're one of the most people look forward to these annual releases of the Warhead. And he last year did them in like a La Bamba box that was shaped like a old retro atom bomb. And it was like the most sensational thing. People wanted the box almost as much as they wanted the cigars. The problem is the boxes were so difficult for him to get. He got like half the shipment in and half the shipment in way later. It was a debacle. And wooden cigar boxes are a debacle. And it's one of the reasons we're going to talk about it with the Unkillable in a minute. So this is the brand new presentation for Espinosa's 601 La Bamba Warhead 11, which they say is going to be going out there next month. Now, in addition to this, which if you're listening on the podcast, what you're looking at is a La Bamba sort of a retro, atom bomb shaped box, but this one is actually not made of wood. These ones he had a factory make and replicate them. It's got a little tail and rocket contraption on the end, and it's round and cylindrical shaped, and it looks much brighter, much more vibrant. I think it's a better, more vintagey presentation for that old school box. This year, not only is he going to do the Warhead 11 in this box, he is also going to do the Warhead, I think it's 1 and 6. Re-releases of those two are going to be coming out in the same box this year. So you have that.
They're not wooden boxes?
They're not made of wood.
Oh, interesting.
I'll give up a bunch of hamburger money for that thing.
That sounds good.
And then Espinosa is just trying to kill us, man. They're also coming out with what is that? Am I allowed to talk about the new knuckle sandwiches?
Yeah, the puro.
Yeah, the puro, and then also another chef special. Like, oh my gosh, Eric, I'll just give you my social security number at this point.
Yeah, and there's a Independence Day Warhead coming out as well.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely gangbusters. So there you have it. That's a few of those. I got 2 more left for you before we go to the after party. Next one here, actually 3. Diesel is not done dropping amazingness in our lives. If you have been out there and seen the Diesel Founders Collection, they did the Boxer Grail, which was one of my favorite cigars. It's one of the cigars that birthed the Diesel Desert Walker.
Yeah.
A daily edition cigar that is beloved among the Cigars Daily Nation. Then last year they did the Founders Collection Mizunara. And this year they're doing the Whiskey Row Founders Collection Race King, which is not what it sounds like necessarily.
It doesn't come with a white cap.
Goodness.
Messing with my eye holes.
Messing my eye holes over here.
I can't see anything out of this mask.
Who cuts these damn eye holes?
Okay, we're children. Anyway, the Race King is a cigar and canceled from Jimmy Hecker. Scott Waltz is like, wow.
They're available on a torpedo.
Okay.
Make sure you use a punch cut. 2 of them.
Oh my
Right in the
god.
front.
Oh, you keep killing it. Yeah.
We're not at the after party yet. I know we've been going for an hour, but this is not the after party yet. Dear God. Juan is clapping emojis. My gosh. We almost made it to the after party for Corey B. Another cigar. There's another Diesel.
Another Diesel. There we go.
Diesel's also, if you guys remember this, Diesel did a series over the last 3 or 4 years that was called Diesel Sunday Gravy, and they were called like the
Gabagool.
Gabagool. Yeah, they were all named after these Sunday Gravy things. Well, now there's going to be a new series of these called the Diesel Backyard Barbecue, and you've got to know that from Diesel, barbecue themed cigars are going to be absolute nut kickers. So be ready for that.
Nut kickers.
And then one that I didn't want to miss talking about, Plasencia creates the first high altitude cigar with the Alma del Cielo, which means soul of the sky.
Was it done on Mars?
It was not done on Mars. I technically don't think that's high altitude. I think that's something else.
Was it done on the capsule that was just released a week ago?
Yeah. Katy Perry made it while she was up there. Yeah.
She's rolling
her
cigars.
idea. Anyway, lots to look forward to. Lots coming out at some point later this year. These projects are going to start to materialize. And I can tell you all more about it, but I can only do it on the after party because all the questions that follow are things that I can only answer when we're not on these platforms. So thank you guys for joining us. Stay tuned for another episode next Monday night. We'll continue to bring you the latest and greatest as it shows up. And join us on the after party on Rumble and on the community on Cigars Daily Plus. We'll see you all in the after party.
And live your lives. Stop it, Smokquarius.